next, we got a lot of court positions. We got justice, running for justice of the Third Court of Appeals. We have John Messinger, who's unopposed in the GOP primary, which I think some candidates here might be jealous of, but he does have a Democrat opponent. John, if you can, 2 minutes for an introduction.
Sure. My name's John Messinger. I am running for the Third Court of Appeals. Not only am I the only Republican for this place, I'm the only Republican running for any of the 4 seats that are open. And I think the reason is, for the last couple election cycles, Republicans have lost the third court by about 5 or 5.5 points. Maybe nobody else wants to take another loss, but I think it's too important for us to let it go. We've heard from a couple representatives, Presiding Judge Cowler and Justice Devine, representing the highest courts in Texas. You're going to hear tonight from a couple candidates from some of the relatively lower courts. There are no small courts, only small people, I guess. You're going to hear from them, and those going to be very important. I think what gets lost in the shuffle is the intermediate courts of appeals. The third court is going to hear all of your criminal appeals, all of your civil appeals, with some minor exceptions now that the 15th court's around. But your cases are going to go there. And then the high courts, as important as the things that they do are, they take a small percentage of these cases that go up through the appellate system. They can't take all, you can't take all the criminal cases statewide. They have to be selected, which means that for a lot of intents and purposes, the last word in your case, whether it's your business is sued, or you're in a car accident, or you're the victim of a crime, it's going to stop at the Third Court of Appeals. So that's why it's important to at least try to take one of these seats back. A little bit about myself. I've been married for 10 years. I only have 3 children, which means I should be doing more date nights with Carrie, apparently. I live in Pflugerville. My oldest just turned 6, so I'm experiencing kindergarten, getting to do all that fun stuff, and I'm trying to make time to do the race on the side. It really is a full-time job, and I have a tremendous amount of respect for everybody who's trying to do something and make their community and their state better. So thank you.
Excellent. Question here, without revealing too much election strategy, how do you plan to win this seat on the third court, given that it's all Democrat right now?
The good news is that I live in the problem county. Travis County is the problem. A lot of that has to do, honestly, with Republican turnout. I think they're a little bit disheartened there. As you can imagine, we're not going to have a Republican mayor in Austin. You know, we don't compete for it there. Nobody's terribly worried that the state is going to go Democrat on the presidential side of things. So getting Republicans a little bit more engaged, and the thing that I really want to do is go talk to regular people. We don't think about it very often, but there are people who voted for Obama and then voted for Trump and then voted for Biden. Maybe it doesn't make sense to us, but people have their reasons for voting, and I'm really hoping if I take the time just to go talk to regular people like a regular person, I can convince them that this is an important job and that having somebody who's qualified to do the job is more important than the letter of extraordinary.
What decisions, or if you could just give maybe 1 or 2 examples, has the third court made where you would have written an opposing viewpoint?
The third court covers a lot of material. I know there are a number of criminal cases that I've reviewed. I've done 80 or 90 cases in front of the Court of Criminal Appeals and another 150 in the Courts of Appeals. I don't remember most of the names of my cases. I will tell you one of the problems with the third court is when you fall behind in your work, your cases get shifted to other courts of appeals across the state, which means that candidates come and they talk to you and they get you to vote for them, and you think you have some sort of, not influence, but buy-in. You know who's going to be reviewing your cases should they end up at a court of appeals. And then they get shipped to Amarillo or Texarkana. And that's one of the biggest problems you have there, that even if you're doing an okay job, you're not doing enough of it, and you're not doing the work that you're paid to do. And that's a problem.
If you'd like to take a minute to close and let people know what they can do for your campaign.
I have literature here. You're all sitting on a stack of paper. I'm sure it's going to burn pretty if you throw it in the fireplace, but honestly, people put a lot of time and effort into those. Please take it home, look over it. There are a lot of states where you don't get to vote for any of your judges, let alone judges on the high courts. So please, all the way up, Supreme Court, Court of Criminal Appeals, all the way down, really put some time into it. They tie our hands a little bit. We can't make you promises the way regular politicians can. So the best you can do is get a feel for who we are. Some of us have been on the bench for decades. Some of us have just worked hard in front of courts for 15 more years or more. So I have a table back there. I'll be here the rest of the night. Please stop by, talk to me, talk to any of the other candidates here. Really, it really is a blessing for you to be able to vote for judges. So take advantage of it.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Okay, next we have a position where looks like we have two candidates here for it. The 465th District Judge, we have Elizabeth Byer and Veronica Juarez Dunn. We can have the both of them come up to the stage. All right, and since you got to the microphone first, we'll let you start out. We have about 2 minutes. I'll give each of y'all 2 minutes introduction, and then we'll get into some questions.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Veronica Juarez Dunn. I am the presiding judge of the 465th District Court here in Bastrop County. It is my honor, my deep, deep honor that I was appointed by Governor Abbott into that position on September 2023. His senior advisor, Mr. Steve Museri, was at one of our events last 2 weeks or so. And at that time, he spoke about the thorough background search, the standing in the community, the studying that team needs in order to make an appointment. And I do want to thank our governor for that appointment, and I will work diligently to live up to the trust that he has placed in me. Prior to this appointment, I served as the associate judge to the 423rd Court and the County Court at Law. In that position, I presided over matters that were appealed from JP, such as evictions, small claims, and other matters as they were assigned to me. Prior to that, I practiced in this county for 22 years, and I've lived in this county for about 21 years with my husband, and we do have 2 children that attend the schools around here. My husband practices criminal law, and over the years, what I've done is I've helped him with matters in the misdemeanor department and helped him in the jury trials as well. What I want to say is that I feel like I've been vetted through this process. When I got the job as the associate judge, that position was designed specifically to handle the family court cases that are creating a backlog in our county. At the time, a panel of judges and attorneys interviewed several candidates that included my opponent and myself, and ultimately that panel selected me to serve as the associate.
There we are. Yeah, that's the introduction. We'll get into questions, and we'll have closing as well, but if you can give your 2-minute introduction as well.
Hi everybody, I'm Elizabeth Byer. I'm also running for this 465th District Court here in Bastrop County. I have been a civil litigator for 14 years in this state, and half of that time has been here in Bastrop County at Tuck Law Group in Bastrop, and we are the largest law firm in Bastrop County. We have a staff of 12. We have a title company that's associated with Tuck Law Group, and I'm the managing partner of that law firm. We have had a good time practicing law in the last 6 years since I've been here in Bastrop, and I like to think that I am kind of keenly aware of some of the issues that our county is facing because of the nature of the cases that have come to our firm, people, and the specific kinds of problems that people have had, legal issues, property issues, things with the growth in this county, a need for order and predictability in our growth in the county. family law issues that have, drug and alcohol abuse related to them. I have a keen understanding of a lot of the issues that this county is facing, and kind of the legal and procedural things that this court is going to hear. So the court is going to hear family law, civil litigation, and criminal law, and I have experience in all of those areas. I've also been endorsed by the Bastrop County Conservatives and the Bastrop County Bar Association as the right candidate for this court, and I'm also a Christian conservative. I'm proud to say that I am, and I appreciate your endorsement as well. So thank you so much.
All right. Get to some questions. We'll go ahead and start with you. You can hang on to the microphone. But this is a question for both of y'all. Should either of you face a conflict of interest with either a plaintiff or an attorney, how would you handle that?
Right, so standard practice of conflict of interest is to recuse yourself as a judge. A lot of times the recusal motions will be brought by either the plaintiff or the defendant in a case, but sometimes the judge can recuse sua sponte as well. If one of the plaintiff or defendant brings a motion to recuse and the judge does not feel that they should be recused, then that goes to the presiding administrative judge to make the decision. So there's kind of a multiple checks and balances situation to make sure that, nothing goes awry in that situation.
Same question.
All right, and so again, as stated, when there is a conflict of interest, we are bound by both our ethics, we are bound by law to not hear those cases. When those cases are coming forward, whether it's by the attorneys or the parties that it is brought into our attention, we also study the cases before they come to us. So whether it's the days in advance or weeks in advance, we look at these cases and we become familiar with the facts and the parties so that we know whether we have some sort of conflict, whether we have some sort of investment, personal investment in that case. And so, yes.
Excellent. Next question, you can hang on to the microphone. This is a Republican primary. Have you ever voted in a Republican primary in Bastrop County? If not, have you ever voted in a Democrat primary in Bastrop County?
Yes, I have, and no, I have not.
Yeah, this is a simple question.
Easy answer. Yes, I have voted in a Republican primary in this county, and I became a Christian in 2019. Before that time, I did vote in Democratic primaries in the county. Being a Christian has changed my worldview quite a bit, and so it's also changed my politics, and so I'm a Republican now. Thanks.
One more question. Describe your professional courtroom experience and how it fits into the office you are seeking.
Right, so this is a little bit, I already kind of addressed some of this, but basically I've handled more than 600 legal matters for people in my career, spanning about half of it has been family law, which is custody, child support, divorces, property division, all those things that greatly affect those litigants, and then civil litigation, a lot of real estate law, and some criminal matters. So my experience dovetails pretty closely into the matters that this court is going to be handling, and that's why I feel like I'm the most qualified candidate for this position. So thank you.
Thank you. Same question.
So again, I served as the associate judge to both the 423rd and the County Court of Law since 2022. Since being appointed as the district judge, I've been serving in that position since September of 2023. I believe the experience that I have speaks for itself. Again, I believe that the vote that the panel of judges has placed upon me gives me that experience, the votes that I have from the governor's office as well. I believe that speaks for itself.
And if both of you would like to take a minute to close.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think that my work experience speaks for itself. With regards to earning your vote, what I would ask is that you come to my court, you're more than welcome to come sit and see what it is that we do in the county. This court was created because we have such a big backlog with cases. At this time, my court handles family law and other matters because that's what the associate judge position was designed to do. As the court grows, as we reevaluate what the need is, the court has general jurisdiction, and so that caseload will change. I very much appreciate you being here and having interest to become informed as to what we do, and I would very much appreciate your vote. Thank you.
So my husband Brad is over there. He's filming us. Together we have 3 children that attend public school here in Bastrop County. We have basically dedicated our adult lives to serving our community, serving our county in whatever way we can, whatever way we're asked to do. And I will continue to make that a priority whether I win this election or not. I try to do what I believe is my highest and best use and what God has called me to do, and that's why I'm doing this. And I'm happy to serve your county in whatever way you'll have me, so I appreciate you all being here. Thank you.
Okay. Our next position here, wow, is running unopposed in the GOP primary and the general election. Wow, what's he even doing here? But he still wants to earn your vote. That's great. For 335th District Judge, we have John Winkleman.
Good evening, everyone. My name is John Winkleman. I'm from the other end of the district. I'm from Washington County. I was born and raised in Broome. My wife's here. She's actually filming me right now, Miss Geneva Winkleman. The 335th District Court, in contrast to the 2 ladies you just heard from at the 465th, actually encompasses 4 counties. My home county, Washington County, Burleson County, Lee County, and Bastrop County. It's one of the circuit courts we still have here in Texas. I am running unopposed, which I'm still pinching myself how that came out. Christmas came a little early for me this year. A little bit about me. Like I said, I was born and raised in Brenham in Washington County, went to Brenham schools. I'm a graduate of Texas A&M University, and I went to law school over at St. Mary's University in San Antonio. When I graduated law school, passed the bar exam, I was a prosecutor. I served Washington County as an assistant county attorney for 4 years. After that, I opened my own practice, so I have a private practice as well. Probably about half the work I do is criminal defense related. I do some civil litigation, some family law, and I also have a transactional practice where I draft wills, real estate documents, and the like. Since 2020, the City of Brenham Council has appointed me to be the presiding judge of the Brenham Municipal Court, which I've been doing since then. And I believe my experience as a prosecutor, as a defense attorney, a private practice attorney, and as being the municipal court judge of the City of Brenham gives me a unique perspective to serve the 335th District Court.
Asking the same question here was sent in. What constitutes a conflict of interest for a district court judge? How do you handle conflicts of interest in your courtroom?
Well, and that's a huge question, especially for our rural counties, right? You go to the grocery store, you kind of know everybody. You grow up in the county, you know a lot of people. But at the end of the day, the law says we have to be fair, we have to be impartial, and we have to treat everybody the same. And so if we do have someone that we may know from our private lives, that we may have represented before, or just may have a business relationship with, the law says we must either recuse ourselves, or if we disagree with that, then we need to send that up to the higher judge to make that decision. The 335th Judicial Court is kind of blessed because we also have the 21st Judicial District Court, Judge Carson Campbell, that's a circuit judge as well, that can handle those cases. We can shift them to his court, as well as the other 2 courts in Bastrop County.
Describe your professional courtroom experience and how it fits into the office you are seeking.
I think I covered quite a bit of that in my opening statement there, but like I said, I've got a very well-rounded view of things. I was prosecutor, defense attorney, been a judge, and think I'm qualified for the job.
Last question here. I like this one. Name one thing about you that we won't find out from reading your website. It's pretty open-ended.
One thing that won't be on the website, I enjoy cooking, I enjoy running. One of the best things of my day is coming home at night and walking our dogs with my wife, Geneva. That's one of my favorite things of my day.
Perfect. You've got a minute to close, if you'd like.
Again, just want to thank each and every one of y'all for being here. Like all of the judges have said that have come before me and all of the candidates, come to the courts, come see what it's about. We are the least publicized branch of the government, but we're just as important as the other 2 branches, if not more important, in small local jurisdictions like this. And again, thank you all for being here and hope you have a safe trip home.